We've also got Mr. Srinivasan, the Vice Chairman and Managing Director at Indian Cements, joining us this morning. Mr. Srinivasan, great to have you with us this morning. So let's get started because we have so many queries this time around. Has the drop in petcoke prices helped to improve things as far as margins are concerned? And is this a trend that you see going forward as well, Mr. Srinivasan?
Petcoke prices have softened and it is likely that it may continue, but the problem is that I don't know about the exchange rate. You see, you have to read petcoke prices and the exchange rate together. So, but my take is that the reduction in prices will continue for some time, at least well into the first part of next year.
Morning. Also wanted to understand, most cement players have seen a significant reduction in their volumes, with your company also seeing a big dip as well on a year-on-year basis. What exactly is the key reason for the dip in volumes, and which states would you say were the key drags for your business?
The dip in volume is largely in the south. See, in the west, if India is actually 5 Indias. You take west, north, central India, volumes have been good. It is the Andhra Telangana that has been responsible for reduction in volume in the south, particularly in Andhra. See, Andhra and Telangana were together consuming about 30 to 31 lakh tons right up to June, July. That dropped to about 12 lakh tons. So that's a very substantial drop, and it affected those players who are Andhra Telangana centric. But I expect that this is a lot due to political reasons. Government wants to re-examine contracts and things like that. So we expect that maybe in a couple of months' time, it will go back to its old levels.
Wanted to understand then, Mr. Srinivasan, what exactly is the strategy that you've adopted back in the company? I mean, would you prefer stronger pricing over volumes, or do you prefer pushing across volumes as demand improves post the monsoon, and any improvement that you're actually seeing in demand post the extended monsoon this time?
See, we look at cement as a business of cement. So the business of cement needs volume and price. And I definitely look at post-monsoon volumes being better. And I also see that the prices will be better than in the past. So all in all, I expect that post-monsoon, you see, the monsoon has been on for a long time. The southwest monsoon has gone past Ganapati, gone past Diwali, and it has just abated. But this amount of water, I think, and rain will augur well for the next 6-7 months. So I see better pricing, I see better volumes. And if the Andhra problem is sorted out, then we will be back to the position where we were in April, May, when our capacity utilization was over 80%.
The cement sector, sir, has two large factions. One which is the corporate stroke, the infrastructure demand, and then there is the housing demand. Where do you think there is a slowdown, and where do you think there is demand which is going to surprise us?
See, it is government demand in the government infrastructure demand that has reduced during the last couple of months, particularly in Andhra. Telangana is actually is coming back, but it's primarily Andhra. And the bulk of the cement is still being consumed by the individual house builder in rural India. He is the one who's sustaining the entire demand. It's not the large metropolitan cities. It is rural India, the individual house builder, who has sustained the cement consumption. You must understand that after China with 2.6 billion tons, we still consume about 350 million tons. Next below us is America with 70 million. We have 5 times that of America. So this is a lot of consumption, and a lot of it is individual house building.
My immediate follow-up question would be, could you give us some more sense on the region which you represent, largely south? Because in the southern region, there have been the impact of election cycles. First the Karnataka election, then a little bit of stalemate there, delayed decision making. We know that, after the change of guard in Andhra Pradesh, how decision making has got delayed and how old construction orders have got delayed. So the region you represent is the southern market, and there we've seen two or three large election cycles. Has that artificially impacted your demand in any which manner?
No, during the process of election, see, the people who are working, if they have come from other states, they go away. But that is marginal. And the trucks, transportation takes a hit. But I would say that in the southern region, it is the change of guard in Andhra and the fact that that has impacted the infrastructure demand and the government demand. For example, the entire Polavaram dam, that has been delayed, but it will come back. See, one has to recognize that these are not permanent stops. It is temporary, and I personally think by the next quarter, we should see demand back.
Currently is enjoying pricing power in the southern cement industry. Is it the seller or the buyer?
See, it's a question of demand supply. I think that I don't think one can describe it as pricing power, except that everybody has a cost of production. People want to sell at a price that is above his cost of production. That is what is happening in the south. Prices have picked up in the last 1 month, but consumers had his advantage also. In the preceding 1 month, prices were softer. So it goes up and down. But I think at the moment, firm prices will prevail because demand also slowly picking up.
Okay. The southern states, Mr. Srinivasan, what do you anticipate on, capacity utilization? Because right now we seem to see excess capacity. If you do see demand picking up, how do you see that incremental improvement as well when it comes to capacity utilization?
See, last year, take our own company, India Cement. We have worked at 83% capacity utilization. This second quarter alone, we went down to 68%. I suspect that I will go well past 70% in the ensuing quarter, the next 2 quarters.
Okay. What is your understanding of what is happening in India at a pan-India level in terms of where the capacity and demand is moving? Cement, even though it's a regional play, now if one has to look at the all-India picture, what is your sense? Are we in for some more days of lower capacity utilization?
No, the capacity utilization in the west is good. Capacity utilization north is good, central zone is good. 3 zones of India have good capacity utilization, close to full capacity. South is about 68-70%, it will pick up. East, not much capacity is there, mostly grinding units. East also will pick up. I think what we are looking for 1 year from now, I think across India the capacity utilization will be over 85%.
To get a sense, Mr. Srinivasan, because perhaps you would be the best to really give a comment on this. We've been discussing this every day on the news as well. Overall, it seems that we are in one of the worst times as far as construction activity, real estate demand is concerned. What is your own assessment on the overall demand picture, especially in the southern part of the country, and what would it really take to drive demand going forward? Besides, of course, the base effect kicking in, which is why the numbers may look optically better.
See, we must look at it in the correct perspective. I again say that we are still consuming 350 million tons plus of cement in a year, which is higher than last year. So where is it that you say slowdown is coming? I mean, I'm 5 times the size of the United States in consumption, and I am only second only to China. So I think that we must recognize that 350 million tons is an awful lot of construction that is going on. So, and it is not lesser than last year. So it is not that there is a slowdown. What has happened is capacity creation has gone ahead of demand. I mean, that is what I will say for cement. And as today the capacity utilization also picks up, it will be a completely different scenario maybe 6 months, 9 months from now.
So we are in FY20. So where do you think in 3 to 5 years India Cement is headed, both in terms of the total installed capacity, and where do you think your projected margins could be, given that in next 2 or 3 years, if the economy picks up, the underlying demand will remain strong? Could you give us a sense on both?
See, we already have plans to move north. So in 3 to 5 years' time, our capacity buildup will take place more in North India, in Central India, and if we are today 15 million tons, we'll go to 21, 22 million tons in the next 3 to 5 years. As far as where this demand will come from, I mean, talk of margins, I think margins will improve. As it is, our costs have reduced in the second quarter compared to the first. We are working on margin all the time. And there is a softening of petcoke prices. So I think overall there is a good chance for margins to remain, to improve. And of course, margin is a function of what price you sell at. I think that going forward, prices will be better, so margins will improve.
Mr. Srinivasan, appreciate your time, and it was so fantastic to have you back on ET Now, and I certainly hope that we will see much more of you going forward on the channel in coming days.